Do you eat, sleep, dream about anything related to eye care?
So do we. This is See What We See with Lauren and Martin. My name's Lauren Cashin.
And I'm Martin LeBeau. We want to share anything that's cool about eye care.
We want you to see what we see. So sit back and enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to See What We See with Lauren and Martin. Hi, Lauren. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Martin. It's summer.
It is summer. It's right in the thick of it. It seems like the nights are still a little cool, though, right now for this time of the year, but helps to sleep, I guess.
Yeah, no, people need to cool down at night, but it's just great. I personally, I've just been enjoying it, and I know it goes fast. It's already July, so let's hope that everybody gets to every day try to enjoy a piece of it, whether you're working, get out at lunchtime, get out there in the evenings, and just really enjoy, because it's fleeting, this nice weather. Before you know it, we'll be shivering again.
And don't forget your protection, sunscreen and sunglasses, right, Lauren?
Sunglasses, you got to do it. You got to do it.
That's right. Lauren, we get to talk to one of our friends today.
Yeah, it's really cool. We really value all our guests, but when we can get a friend and colleague, we have Claudia Rojas from Specsavers coming to talk to us today. And we'll talk to Claudia about our relationship and that. But you and I have known her for a good 10 years or so.
I want to say at least 10 years. We've been working.
And just let's mention, it's through our association work that we've met her on the board of the Opticians Association of Canada.
Absolutely, that's correct, Lauren. Claudia is one of these bright young ladies in our industry, and yeah, she's just amazing. I can't say enough good things about Claudia. But before we get into it, Lauren, today's podcast is sponsored by Specsavers Canada. So, Lauren, please take it away. Please introduce our guest for today.
So, hey, how you doing, Claudia?
Hello, Lauren. Thank you for having me in the podcast today. I'm super excited to join you and Martin and to share with you a little bit about Specsavers and how we plan to put opticians at the heart of our business.
That's great. Martin and I were really happy to do this interview because we're just not colleagues. Well, we're colleagues, but we're friends and colleagues. The three of us have been involved in the association world for so many years now, and we all were directors and everything else with the OAC. And probably together, the three of us, along with everyone else, we've seen probably every province. We've gotten to move around, so we've gotten to know each other. So to have you on the show, it's just great. We're really looking forward to this.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Yeah.
Hi, Claudia. How are you?
Martin, I'm very well, thank you. So great to connect with you as well.
So nice to talking to you today. Like Lauren was saying, it's kind of cool that we get to hang out and do this. Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. But you know what? Lauren likes to talk a lot, but we should get down to business in a way. So let's get this started. For people that don't know you, Claudia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Specsavers, please?
Certainly. Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Claudia Rojas. I'm a licensed refracting optician based in British Columbia. I have been in the industry for over 25 years now, filling many different roles within opticianry and operations. Currently, I'm head of opticians at Specsavers, where I'm committed to placing opticians at the heart of the Specsavers business while making opticianry relevant again. Prior to joining Specsavers, I have worked with a few multinational optical retailers, private optometric practices, and optical e-commerce organizations. I'm an opticianry advocate at heart. I've always loved optics, and I've been serving in the Opticians Association of Canada's Executive Committee as the Vice President, and also representing opticians in British Columbia as Director of the BC chapter. I've also had the pleasure of contributing to the College of Opticians of British Columbia through the Quality Assurance Committee. And I'm deeply passionate about optics, and I think my 93 pairs of glasses show.
Well, I've known Claudia for probably close to 10 years now, if maybe not a little bit more, Claudia. And I can tell you, everybody, Claudia is a champion of the optical industry. She's amazing. She does a great job everywhere she goes. She's definitely somebody to look up to. So keep an eye on her. She's doing great things.
But hang on, Martin. She said 25 years.
Yeah.
What, did you drop out of school when you were 15 or something? How can you be in the industry 25
That's
years?
how smart she is, Lauren.
Not quite, but I'm flattered by your assumption, Lauren. But let me tell you that I think I was almost born in an eyeglass case. It certainly felt like it. I was born in a family of opticians and optometrists, and I started my career when I was probably around 17, maybe a bit earlier. But my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father, they're all in optometry and opticianry, so it only made sense for me to follow suit.
I mean, great. A lot of us are like that in this industry, right? It just seems like it's something that we've picked up. But, let's talk about Specsavers, Claudia.
Yeah.
This is a name that's been rolling around the industry, especially on this side of the pond now for maybe a year or so. Maybe even before, because people were always saying, oh, Specsavers is coming. Specsavers is coming. Well, Specsavers is here now. Specsavers is about to open a few stores, from what I understand, in Ontario. What, close to 100 locations?
Indeed, Martin. Well, driven by a purpose of changing lives through better sight, Specsavers came to Canada to make eyewear more affordable and high-quality eye care more accessible by using OCT technology, which is 3D eye scans. 1/3 of Ontarians haven't had an eye exam in over 3 years. And in fact, 55% of them actually feel as though eyewear is currently not affordable for Canadians. And technology such as OCT can have such a significant impact in early detection of eye conditions when it is made accessible to all, especially since it is part of our routine eye exam for every patient at no additional cost. So we intend to open 200 stores across Canada by 2024. And in fact, Specsavers will be investing $50 million into Ontario to open 100 of those stores. And this investment is aimed to creating business ownership opportunities for independent optometrists and opticians, helping them to achieve success while remaining autonomous and patient care focused. Our investment will cover 100% of location startup costs for those optometrists and opticians who become Specsavers business owners.
Wow. So can I just throw something in here? Because when we heard Specsavers was coming, and sometimes opticians are a little bit worried about large chains and that, because they think that large chains aren't great for the profession, that large chains would like to save money and not have to hire licensed people. So I'll be blunt. Where does Specsavers? What's Specsavers' goal here? Is it Specsavers for regulation of the optical industry? Tough question. Sorry.
That's a great question, Lauren, and I'm glad you asked. And the answer is yes. We support regulation 100%. Specsaver upholds the highest standards of practice set out by the regulatory body, the College of Opticians. And we highly respect those standards that are framed by the regulations set in place. In fact, I took on the role of Head of Opticianry to lead our ambition, which is to put opticians at the heart of the business and continue to elevate the profession from within, ensuring we provide the best standards of care and products to customers in a safe and professional manner. I want licensed or registered opticians to join us because we're committed to those standards. And my vision at Specsavers is to elevate the role of opticians by enabling them to practice utilizing their fullest potentials based on their licensure. And we want opticians to work in collaboration with optometrists, supporting one another as regulated professionals and sharing the responsibility of patient care in areas such as contact lenses, for example. And in fact, we're committed to ensuring we have registered licensed opticians in every location in the provinces in which we operate.
So, Claudia, why don't we just get right down to where Specsavers comes from? Like, where's the home base for Specsavers? Where did it all start?
Well, Specsavers was founded nearly 40 years ago by two optometrists, husband and wife, Doug and Mary Perkins, who set out to provide accessible, quality eye care to everybody. They opened their very first Specsavers practice in the UK, and that location has since joined more than 2,500 Specsaver businesses. And in fact, the 2,500th store was opened here in Canada in Surrey, BC. We are in 11 countries, serving over 41 million patients and customers. Specsavers has an integrated supply chain with manufacturing, edging, and distribution centers based predominantly in Europe and Asia Pacific. We also work with designers and suppliers from around the world to develop bespoke product. Now, Specsavers continues to be family-owned and yet has successfully grown to become the world's largest privately owned optical retailer. And Specsavers came into the Canadian market in November 2021, and it is focused on bringing value-driven prescription eyewear paired with exclusive clinical care, advanced equipment, and an unrivaled network of professional expertise to deliver best-in-class services every day.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I knew that Specsavers was in the UK, Claudia, but I believe as well a few years ago we were at an International Opticians Association meeting, and I think you guys were just starting in New Zealand and Australia then. Is the business model very different than the UK out in New Zealand and what it's going to be in Canada? Or is it pretty much all the same? Is it cookie cutter type of thing?
So we actually accommodate our business model based on the regions where we establish ourselves. So in Canada, we of course need to make sure that we accommodate to what the industry landscape looks like here, as well as to what the market demands are. So it is not exclusively a cookie cutter type of model. Now, having said this, we do have the same support systems that other regions have as well. And we're always sharing knowledge and learnings from each other to optimize our operation while utilizing resources from all areas, ensuring we have best practices in place while leveraging from common resources. And the benefit of partnering with the largest optometry-owned company is our economies of scale, which allow us to produce high-quality products at affordable prices for our customers. Now, it's important to point out that Specsaver clinics and optical stores are owned by local optometrists and opticians or retail partners under a supportive franchise partnership model that empowers our eye care professionals to prioritize the needs of their communities and deliver the best eye care possible.
So with the model, without getting too much into it, because we can have a whole podcast on business models and that, but you mentioned opticians and optometrists. So every store, I assume, would have an optometrist on staff or coming in whenever, and an optician. So do they get together on this? And this model is a collaborative care situation as opposed to just, let's say, an optometrist coming in one day a week and doing their thing and walking out. Is it a model where you would build a clientele where your patients want to keep coming back for a continuum of care? Because with some chains, it could be just, it's a one-shot deal. But here you said you're involving the two professionals together. So we would assume that you're trying to build a long-term relationship with these patients?
That's exactly right, Lauren. It is our priority to showcase our value proposition of products and services to patients in order to build lasting relationships that will drive us to be the next household brand in the Canadian market. We want to ensure that the experience we deliver will generate repeated business through consistency and expertise, and that it entices our customers to refer us to their friends and families. Opticians work as a team with our optometrists to ensure we deliver best-in-class services. And opticians and optometrists have very unique skill sets that complement each other. Every time a patient or customer comes through our doors, we ensure that they have the support needed from an eye care professional, and we encourage them to go through our entire process of care, from experiencing an eye exam with our optometrist to having a contact lens fitting with a contact lens practitioner and having their eyewear dispensed by a skilled registered optician. We want to ensure customers experience our collaborative ecosystem in place that will allow us to earn their loyalty and trust.
So Claudia, I assume it's a full service practice. Eyeglasses, eye exams, contact lenses. You fit contact lenses in the practices?
We sure do. Our contact lens practitioners and optometrists both see contact lens patients based on their type of appointment or fitting needs. Specsavers truly values, supports, and empowers opticians and the unique skill set that they offer to our patients in their eye care journey. We want opticians to practice within their full scope of practice, including contact lens fittings. over the years, I have seen opticians tasked with the transactional component of the business only, which in effect dilutes our expertise as eye care professionals. So Specsavers understands that the service opticians provide are core to eye health and eye care, as these significantly influence patients' quality of life.
I see. So yeah, because here in Ontario, of course, opticians are eyeglass and contact lens fitters, contrary to some of the provinces across the country. So when you come to our province and you hire the primo opticians of Ontario, you also get contact lens fitters, which is great. So I think there'll be a big asset for your expansion into Ontario for sure.
I'm presuming that with a lot of the new business models that are coming into the market right now, that's not just in Ontario, but I think in Canada, they want it to be a one-stop shop, right? I mean, you go into Lauren's location, you have you got the eye exam, you got the contact lenses, you got specialty contact lenses, you got eyewear and everything else. You come in my store, is something similar. Does Specsaver is going to dip their toes into the more complicated fitting, the more like high leverage situation, like low vision clients or anything like that? Or are they going to concentrating on solely glasses, eye exam, and contact lenses?
Our goal is to serve the needs of every type of customer or patient coming through our doors, Martin, whether they are coming for a basic single vision pair of glasses or looking for specialty lenses, such as for myopia control, for example. We will ensure to fulfill our clients' needs and our patients' needs to the best of our abilities. Our opticians will be provided with continuous internal development to ensure we are supporting them to fulfill all the needs of the public.
So if you're going to be doing all this, then I'm presuming then you guys have an amazing training program for your opticians that are going to be working on staff.
Yes, we will support our opticians with continuous training opportunities that will allow them to expand their knowledge and refine their areas of expertise. Over the last few years, we have seen new technology emerge in our industry, and it is important that our opticians stay abreast of these. So we will ensure to support them with the training required for them to stay current while offering further career development using all of the Specsavers resources that we have in many different regions around the world. Also, we will continue to elevate our professional profile in leadership positions with Specsavers retail partnership opportunities for opticians.
Yeah, because, as you know, in pretty well every province, opticians have to have continuous learning. In Ontario, we have. So I just want to say while we're here, we offer our services as the Ontario Opticians Association to help you guys train your opticians, because we have a full repertoire of education that we can help you with. That's just a little plug, Martin, that I had to do for us to the OA Academy.
Hey, I got a smile on my face. You're making my job a little bit easier down the road, Lauren, so thank you very much. But by having so many stores across the country, every province's needs for con eds is different. So are you guys going to be heading your own con eds? Are you guys going to be working with the associations in the provinces? So far, our relationship with Specsavers, Lauren and I, has been fantastic. You guys have an amazing team. You guys are getting things done, which is great. Obviously, we want to keep developing that relationship. But I'm sure you guys have some, again, you said earlier, you have some trainings ready to go. What can we expect there? I know it's a tough question, but.
Not at all. It's a great question, actually, because we will be leveraging from training resources and libraries we already have, but we will also be utilizing local resources and training available through opticianry, post-secondary educational institutions and associations, such as the Ontario Opticians Association and the Opticians Association of Canada, to ensure we remain agile to the needs of our opticians.
So just to change topics a little bit, you had earlier mentioned that the goal is 100 stores within the next couple of years in Ontario. That's a tall order. So you got to find a lot of opticians. So two things I want to, my thought right now. One is, how are you going to recruit all these opticians? And the second part of my question, I feel like a reporter here because I want my follow-up in there right away. I heard that Specsavers doesn't just, look for opticians, but they know they have to come from somewhere. So I've heard in the wind that Specsavers also supports some of the teaching colleges for the primary education for opticians. So maybe you can tell us how you'll recruit this many opticians. What are some of the ways you're doing it? And also let people know how they can get in touch with you guys. And then also, is it true that you guys do support the actual primary education programs?
That is correct, Lauren. There's a clear gap in the supply of licensed opticians and the demand we're projecting. Between now and 2028, the labor market predicts 5,600 new job openings with only 4,900 new job seekers. Now, Specsavers is aiming to hire 400 opticians by 2024 as we build the largest network of opticians in Canada. So our goal is to become the employer of choice by elevating the role of opticians within our business, making sure that they truly feel relevant, important, and appreciated. As part of our career progression plans, we encourage opticians to aspire to be business owners, and we will support them in preparation to achieve that goal through our career pathway program. We certainly do support post-secondary programs, and our encouragement will take place as we invite students to complete their internship within the Specsavers family. We will ensure that they have an elevated experience through their practicum with our structured preceptorship program. Practicums are a crucial stage in an opticianry student's journey, and we want to ensure that we provide them with the best experience that will reassure them that they have made the right decision joining our industry. Also, we're committed to offering our retail team career progression plans to become licensed opticians and contact lens practitioners through a sponsorship program that we're currently developing. This will allow our team members to also go through the training programs offered by opticianry post-secondary institutions. And of course, we will continue to support the growth and sustainability of the profession through bursaries and scholarships granted to opticianry students through post-secondary educational institutions and, of course, associations.
Well, you kind of stole my next question a little bit. I was just going to say, I don't know where you're going to find all these opticians right now. I mean, a lot of companies are looking for opticians. There's more openings than there is opticians in Ontario, and I know for the rest of Canada is similar. So you just answered one of the questions by promoting within and by providing them with bursaries, possibly for school and everything else. But is there any goal of maybe bringing opticians from the UK over here, or from New Zealand, or from the other countries that you guys are working from?
Yes, we're certainly open to that possibility and to assist them through the Polar program. However, our priority is to give Canadian opticians and student opticians the opportunity to join the global Specsavers community.
So are we going to expect from Specsavers something that, maybe was, join the army type of thing? It's going to be join Specsavers, become an optician? Are those the type of commercial we're going to start seeing from Specsavers as well?
I truly believe in the power of sharing experiences that everybody wants to be a part of. As we have opticians experience the value that we have to offer them and how relevant and appreciated we make them feel, it will only be a matter of time before other opticians want to experience the same by joining us. We have an ambitious recruitment plan, and we know that we have to develop opticians, recruit them, and retain them. Being able to offer them career progression plans that could lead them to ownership will also be a key differentiator for opticians to make us the employer of choice.
That's wonderful, because as an advocate for opticianry, which I am, I'm sometimes torn because I'm a private practice owner too, and I want opticians to make lots of money, but fair money when they're working for me. But anyways, there's going to be a lot of competition for the opticians, and just yourselves needing 400. So is your message out there that you're saying right now, because there's opticians speaking to us, that Specsavers is really hot to trot to have you come work, and you guys really put things together? It sounds like you make a great atmosphere with development and education and that. So it sounds like you do put a good package together for opticians. Of course, we're not going to get into details, but obviously you're going to have to make it really attractive for the optician to walk down in your door as opposed to some of your competition. So I think I'm interpreting that right, that you guys really have a plan to attract opticians, that you're the company to go with.
We do have a very compelling and competitive compensation package. We aim to have opticians on premise during all operating hours at our 200 locations. So we'll need a lot of qualified opticians and contact lens practitioners, and we can't wait to onboard them to help us set the new standards for opticians. So for those opticians listening to us, Specsavers is looking for licensed registered opticians and contact lens practitioners, and I encourage you to reach out. I'd be happy to chat with you and understand what you're looking for in your career and share our philosophy and how that might be a good fit. We'll have more and more opticianry roles opening up in Ontario in September, so stay tuned. But if you'd like to learn more about our retail partnership opportunities, we have online info sessions going on. Perhaps you may be a seasoned optician ready to explore ownership. So I encourage you to visit us at specsavers.ca and join our discovery session.
I just want to reiterate, because you mentioned the students, and we work so hard to help students because we appreciate students are the future. And students are looking for placements all the time. It seems like the teaching colleges are trying to find. So it sounds like you guys are really receptive to bringing in students because they need their practicum hours. So the message to any students who are listening, reach out and let your placement officers at your schools know that Specsavers is looking for students.
Exactly, Lauren. Practicum placements are more than just the hands-on part of their training. It is a very important piece of their education that may actually shape how they perceive the profession and themselves as opticians into the future. At Specsavers, the practicum and preceptorship of students is going to be a specifically built program offered to ensure that student opticians experience the Specsavers love and reassures them that they have made the right decision in becoming an optician, and to help them understand what is opticianry really all about within the full scope of practice, and that it is not just about selling glasses, but making a difference in people's lives.
So, I mean, similar to actual licensed opticians, students opticians are tough to get in our stores nowadays as well. So do you guys have something to sweeten the pot? Do you guys have some scholarships available, anything like that for students?
We sure do. We offer scholarship programs through the Opticians Association of Canada, and we will be offering them through the post-secondary institutions and, of course, internally through our sponsorship program.
I mean, that's awesome. I think that's what every student wants to hear, right? The cost of going to school nowadays with the cost of living, it's definitely not insignificant. So I'm sure anything like that would definitely help and, bring them to your store a little faster as well.
Well, that's a lot of great information about Specsavers. Again, like Martin said at the beginning, we've heard about them. We heard about you guys years ago when you're going to the Asia Pacific area. And then the last couple of years, we've heard, they're coming, you're here. And I'm really happy some of the stuff you told us today. I'm really happy that you're involved with it because you've built a lot of trust within your colleagues over the years. So I think you're a great face. Specsavers is very fortunate to have you representing them right across the country because people do know you from your association work. So Martin, what do you think?
I will definitely second that, Lauren. But I just heard actually yesterday, I believe, that Claudia is going to be back with us for a second episode, and we'll be able to dive into a few more things about Specsavers. So everybody stay tuned. I think it was a great start about knowing about the story of Specsavers and what to expect from them coming in. But I think next time we'll dive into a little bit more of the business model and everything else.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Cool. So people know a little bit more about how it works. I'd be curious to know what the business model is, what the product mix is, and where you're going with it and what your offerings are. So yeah, I'd look forward to talking with you again for sure.
Thank you so much, Lauren and Martin. I'm humbled by your kind words, and I certainly look forward to coming back and sharing a bit more about Specsavers.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much again, Claudia. Before we let you go, again, if people want more information about Specsavers, where do they need to look, or what number do they need to call?
Please feel free to reach out to me directly at claudia.rojas@specsavers.com or visit specsavers.ca to learn more about us and our retail partnership opportunities and about our online info sessions as well.
Well, we'll make sure we write all this down underneath the podcast and then make sure that everybody gets the information. Again, Claudia, thank you so much for being here today. And we'll definitely talk real soon.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. And thank you so much to you both.
Thank you, Claudia. Take care. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, that was great, wasn't it, Martin?
It sure was. We definitely got to learn some new stuff that we did not know. I don't want to say it was scary to hear that Specsavers are here, because that's probably not the right term, but there is a lot of questions because we didn't know much about them. So it's great to have Claudia and explain a lot of what Specsavers does and what it's all about.
Well, key takeaway that I take from it is Specsavers values opticians. And, you know, it's so dear to our hearts to hear them say that they want to elevate the stature of opticians. They want to continue to educate opticians, I think, and their business model includes opticians and optometrists at an equal level. So I love it. I think it's good. I think for our optician and student listeners, I think Specsavers is another company that you should definitely be looking at as one of your possibility.
And a bonus on top of that, Lauren, is from what I heard, is they're going to be very competitive for opticians, which is always good for our members as well. It's good for opticianry.
Well, I think that's where we're headed right now with the state of the world. In every profession and field, people can't get a staff. They were already looking for opticians. There was a shortage. So I think it's wonderful that demand will raise the compensation for opticians, which we as opticians definitely deserve. We play such a vital role in eye care that I love the direction it's going.
Oh, we are frontline of vision care, right, Lauren?
Great tagline.
Well, again, we want to say thank you to Specsavers. We want to say thank you so much to our dear friend Claudia Rojas for being on today. We will all talk to you guys real soon to our next podcast of See What We See with Lauren and Martin. Thanks again, Lauren. You take care of yourself. We'll talk soon.
Take care, Martin. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to See What We See. This podcast is brought to you by the Ontario Opticians Association. For more information or to become a member, go to our website at www.ontario-opticians.com. For all the latest updates, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Ontario Opticians Association, on Twitter, OOA_frontline, and on LinkedIn, Ontario-Opticians-Association. Don't miss an episode of See What We See and subscribe to this podcast on your favorite streaming service. Thank you from the Ontario Opticians Association, the voice of opticians for 75 years.